Okay, today I'm going to show you something really cool. How to make carnitas in a pressure cooker. And if you don't have a pressure cooker, you can do this in a crock pot or on the stove. It just takes you a lot longer and is a somewhat different way of doing it. But I wanted to show you the basics of it anyway because I'm making them today. So the first thing we're going to do is chop up a bunch of onions. So like 3 onions, you know, cut them in half and then just a coarse chop like this. Okay, and then I have tomatillos. So tomatillos are kind of cool things. You just peel the nice little outside off, and there you have it. And with the bigger ones, I cut them in quarters, and with the smaller ones, I cut them in half. And they're just going to go in there with the meat and with the stock that we put in. And then here I've got a poblano pepper, and you can, the thing with the chilies is that you can add more or less as you like. So I like it a little bit spicy. You can roast these if you've got a gas stove. You can roast these directly on the stove. Just cut it in half, take the seeds out. We're going to do a coarse chop with these as well, in half and then half again. That'll do it. You could add a sweet pepper if you want. You could add a couple jalapenos if you want. Those are great. You can add canned chilies if that's all you can get. But basically, there are the vegetables. Next step, I'm going to show you what to do with the pork. Here's something cool. Here's how you save time with garlic. Here are your cloves of garlic, right? Take your garlic clove, and if you want to peel it fast, you don't have to fight it. Just smash it a little bit. You can smash it with a glass, or you can smash it with the back of your knife like that, the side of your knife. And look, it just peels right off. You gotta cut that part off. So here you go again, there's your clove. You just smash it a little bit. And look how easy it is to peel. You can peel all that garlic in no time at all. Alrighty, carnitas. So, for the carnitas, we have the vegetables that we cut up before. We've got the onions and the poblanos and the tomatillos. And then what I have over here is about 5 pounds of pork shoulder or pork butt. It's called the shoulder butt. It's the butt end of the shoulder of the pig. And that's what you ask for in the butcher shop, or you can get that in the grocery store, pork butt. And that's what I use for making sausages and making all kinds of other things, and it's great for carnitas. So I've just cut it into kind of smaller pieces like this, and what I'm going to do is sear it. So I've taken a couple of pieces of the fat off of it, and in my cast iron pan I toss in this fat from the edge of the shoulder. So I don't need to use any oil or anything like that. I got plenty right here, right? This I get from our local butcher shop, and it's a local farm that grows this. So I'm going to sear it on all sides. Probably going to take me 2 batches to do. I don't think I can fit it all in here. So I'm going to show you just the searing of one side and then how you do it on all the sides. But then basically what you do is you take the pork and we're going to put it into the pressure cooker and add the other ingredients and let it go. And it only takes about an hour, and you have incredibly delicious carnitas. So here's the container for the pressure cooker. I was not very interested or experienced in pressure cooking at all, and your mother came home one day with a pressure cooker, and I was like, what do we have this thing for? And so then I started trying it and have found that things like carnitas are incredible when cooked in the pressure cooker. It's like cooking at a low temperature for a long time, but it does it in about an hour. So it's an amazingly efficient tool that works well. They've really improved these things. I remember when I was a little kid, my grandmother had one, and when Grandma was cooking with the pressure cooker, it was always a little bit scary because it was kind of like, watch out, that thing could blow, and so you were always a little careful. But you see here, I'm just searing this meat, and that kind of do it on all sides. See, it's getting brown, just like when we make beef stew. It's the same kind of idea. You're searing it. Look at that. That's a nice color there. Right, so you want to get your pan really nice and hot. And cast iron is definitely the way to go for this. Cast iron is, I'm cooking almost exclusively in cast iron these days. I cook almost everything in cast iron. I cook fish in it in a fish pan. We cook beef in it. I cook pasta sauces in something else, but most of the meats and proteins I do in the cast iron pan. So we're going to do it on all sides. So you see, like this guy, he's only got 2 sides. The others they're kind of thicker. And it's okay if they're not all exactly the same size. Then we just take them and we layer them there into the crock pot. Or it's actually the pot for the pressure cooker, I should say. Alright, I'll show you when I've got it all loaded into the pressure cooker. Okay, here we go. We're in the pressure cooker. This is an Instapot. So you see I've got my pork in here nicely seared. There's about 5 pounds of it in there. And then I have the, I've got the tomatillos and the poblanos and the onions and the garlic that I chopped up before. So I'm going to add that stuff in here. There's a mark inside here that shows you the max fill to put in, so don't fill it higher than that. Now I'm going to show you a total cheat on making this. This is Frontera from the great restaurants in Chicago, and this is a line of sauces they have, and this is a Carnitas slow cook with lime chipotle that actually you can just use directly the way that it is to put on something already cooked. Pour that in there. That gives you an amazing bit of seasoning that is really really tasty. And then I'm going to add chicken stock. And again, we're going to make chicken stock, but today I'm going to use it to show you how you can make something really good pretty fast. Okay, so there's about a half a container. I think we need a little bit more. So you want it to be pretty full. You want a good amount of liquid in there, which makes it pretty soupy when it's done, but it's also delicious. So look at that. There you go. Now I will tell you, even with the somewhat saltiness of the pork, it is good to season this with both salt and pepper. So I'm going to add some salt in now, but then I'm going to add in a bit later as well onto the meat. You can also season your meat when you're searing it like that, but like this it does start to kind of turn around a little bit, and so it'll get distributed. I could have done that earlier, would have been a better move. Okay, so there you go. Now this is super easy. You put the top on. Oops, I got it on backwards. See how easy it is? Okay, so I got the top on there. I plug the thing in. I turn it on. For 55 minutes, and off it goes. You got to make sure it's all set up right, so follow the instructions on your Instapot to make sure you're doing it right. But that's all there is to it. And an hour later, you have carnitas. Okay, so let's open up the carnitas here and take a look. This is actually it's been finished for a little while, and all of the pressure is out of it. You can see that the valve has let all of the pressure release. That takes a little while. Here you go. There's the carnitas. That's not too bad looking, huh? So that takes an hour. And look at that, it's just perfect. And as you see, there's a lot of liquid in there. So what you can do is just, you take the meat out. I let the vegetables go. We usually keep some of the chilies and can put them in with the carnitas. And I'll in the next little bit show you how to take the carnitas and brown them up in a cast iron pan and make them into little tacos.